I set you up.
Yeah, I'm leaving it alone. I meant to ask you afterward, but when you initially started your presser saying that it wasn't PG, I'm assuming part of that was talking about the turnovers.
Nah, turnovers didn't come up post game.
Oh, okay.
Nah, nah.
But just maybe just speak to that and how that went and why you think that led why you guys were loose with the buzz of Minnesota's defense, or how would you attribute that to?
Yeah, everything. I think us, them, the intensity of the game. Um, yeah, McDaniels is a phenomenal defender. Um, Doug Clark off the bench is a really good on-ball defender, and we were loose with it. Um, yeah, we got to clean it up. We lost a possession game because of that and our defensive rebounding. So there are two areas we talked about today.
Okay. The other thing I had was obviously Jalen was just out here, so I'm not gonna ask you about Jalen. Ask you about Grayson. This back to back, where do you see him as far as maybe getting back out?
Yeah, I think he's hasn't done anything full court yet. Again, because today's a day after a game. He did do a workout today, so um, this thing can speed up real fast and he'd be fine. But it's still the same contusion, bruise on the quad, nothing long term.
Oh, quick follow. I'm sorry, Mark. Like this back-to-back deal. Is there any thought of him playing a first of one and not the second?
Well, I think that's what he did on the others. I would anticipate that's our plan. That's our plan going forward. And then it's if he comes out and how he reacts.
I mean, not play the first of a back-to-back.
Oh, I got you.
Play the second.
No, we're gonna approach it day at a time.
Okay.
Handle what's next ahead, and then see how he comes out of it. Yeah.
Coach, I think I know you got to worry about San Antonio first, but Houston coming in here after that, I think they're rebounding 42% of their misses, like on pace for a league record. Just when you see something like that, is that like proof is in the pudding of like we have to emphasize the possession battle? Is that kind of like the proof of concept for you?
Yeah, I think they're an anomaly, right? Like how far they stand out. I thought I saw the gap between them and second place offensive rebounding teams, like second to 15 or 16. So that gap is real. Fuels I think they're still league leading offense, or they were up there before last night. So yeah, you need both. You need high quality shots, which they get from some of their guys. I don't know the numbers, but I assume they get to the rim a ton because of the offensive rebound and their personnel. And then they win the possession game every night. So, yeah, on Monday, that'll be a big topic.
And then last night for me, just what are you seeing when Mark catches the ball after a ball screen and like he has that window to kind of process and making the short roll reads or just go attack himself?
Came up today in the coaches meeting. We got to keep hitting him, and he's got to keep making good decisions. Him and all the bigs. Like it's going to completely change what our half court offense looks like because of how much we do play pick and roll. When we hit him, as he gets more comfortable in there, to make the best decision possible. Again, that's another way for us to get to the rim. We got to find ways to get to the rim instead of just the jump shots. So we've seen growth, all three of those guys. But we're going to ask to get even better because it's not going away.
Coach, but on the offensive side, I think first possession of the game yesterday went to a little bit of a clear screen. Seeing you got to go to that a little bit more the last couple of games, what do you like about when you're able to create an overload and then play to the opposite side of it, and how that kind of allows you to get access to the opposing five?
I'm just trying to free space for those shooters. It's just a coverage solution versus a deep drop team, which we may see again tomorrow. Any of those times when the big is far back all game or hanging out in the paint, not only in pick and roll, they'll be back there and off ball, and then we just try to stick to screen, get to space, and then if they overreact like they did, we were able to drive it or roll the big.
And then defensively, yesterday, I felt like we talked a lot about the switches and you all being like top 2 in switch rate, switch and doubles, especially with Goodwin and Brooks yesterday. How did you assess those after being able to see the film, how you took away space and maybe even broke the rhythm of what Ant wanted to do?
I think we messed around with it a little bit. Obviously, that third quarter triggered us to change what we were doing. Really got to it in the fourth. As the game goes on, you can just feel what's happening. That's something we watched and addressed today. We couldn't do much on the court, so we were able to watch film. We're going to need it. We're going to need it going forward. maybe even in these next couple games. But going forward, it's just another way to try to counteract these unbelievable jump shooting perimeter guards. One unique thing about last night, I felt at halftime it was more of his drives were hurting us, less pick and roll with the 5. Then they came out and played some pick and roll with the 5. It's really hard to double team a guy that just takes off and gets downhill. So we were able to kind of feel that as the game goes on, but I think it was okay overall. But there are definitely areas that we can get better at.
To that point, this is not one I had planned, but those low pickup dribbles, he has it. I think Shea has it. A couple other guys have it. How do you teach how to guard that? Because like you can't go all the way down to the floor if you reach, it's automatically foul.
We just got to anticipate it the best we can. I mean, Denny does it a different way in Portland. I thought at times we did that pretty well because you can kind of see where that one's coming. But yeah, all those guys that get to the free throw line, they have it. A lot of times it happens off the ball. Not only the guy that's guarding on the ball, it's the guy in the shift position. If he's not anticipating that low pickup, he's trying to be in there and help. And they search or seek your arm a lot of times. So to get 12 free throws, above the 41 points, like we got to limit the free throws of him and Randall a little bit better. Try to keep them off the free throw line. It was a very, very physical game.
And we've seen it a couple of times the last few games. I know with Grayson, I think in Dallas, little scram switches when Colin gets switched into the post. Saw with Book yesterday too. Those kind of layers of doing all of the switching on the perimeter, how have you kind of assessed the growth with that? I know we're getting close to the quarter, but you can kind of hammer those on.
I think we got to keep talking about it. The tough part is like you have your base defense and you want to get to the next layer. You want to get deeper into it. You don't have a ton of practice time, and it may only be 5, 6, 7, 8 possessions. But you got to watch them. Got to talk through them. A lot of these guys have been in the league that have done it before. We have a relatively young team. We just have to talk through it. Our leaders really help that. They can find some of those in game, but also in film, talking through some of that. So the switching piece is not going away around the league. We do have pretty good positional size in the guard position, so we're going to continue to do it.
Jalen's over here talking to us about how, he's not on the court, so he's trying to make up for that by being a little bit more vocal and kind of being one of the team leaders. Just how have you seen him from day one to now, because he's only played a couple games?
It's just his general spirit. Like when you're around him, you just, he's a joy to be around. So I know this time period has been tough, not playing basketball, but he's done a great job of engaging himself. We try to engage him the best we can, but he has to participate in that. He participates because he wants to be around. He's just a good human, a good teammate. All those pictures of post game, he's in it. He's in it in street clothes. It'll only help him when he gets back. In those down days of when he does get back or when he's struggling, his teammates will repay the favor that he's doing right now.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
Yep, thank you.